Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. With the release of Venom: The Last Dance, we're looking at the massive potential it has for shaping Sony's Spider-Man universe. From introducing new characters to teasing powerful villains, this movie may have ended one chapter with Eddie Brock and Venom, but it's also set the stage for a lot more. Let's break down everything set up by Venom: The Last Dance and see where Sony's Spider-Man universe could be headed next. One of the most spine-chilling moments in Venom: The Last Dance is the introduction of Knull, the dark god of the symbiotes. Even though his appearance is brief, Knull's arrival signals something huge for the SSU. In the comics, Knull is the creator of the symbiotes and a cosmic-level villain who launches a full-scale invasion on Earth, leading the King in Black storyline.
God is awake, and God is coming.
When Knull hints that the universe is no longer safe following Venom's defeat, he's likely suggesting a larger plan to conquer Earth. This sets up a possible storyline where Knull unleashes a symbiote invasion on the SSU, which would be the biggest threat the SSU has ever seen. While Venom's story may have come to an end, Agony, the purple symbiote introduced in the film, is left standing as the sole survivor. In Venom: The Last Dance, Dr. Teddy Payne bonds with this symbiote, hinting that Agony could play a more significant role in future SSU stories. As one of the Life Foundation symbiotes in the comics, Agony possesses unique powers that make her both deadly and compelling. With Eddie Brock gone, Agony might become Sony's next symbiote star, potentially giving rise to a new anti-hero or villain within the SSU. An Agony-centric film could explore her origin story, her powers, and her unique personality. This opens up a fresh narrative that isn't tied to Eddie Brock's storyline, and could take a darker turn into exploring Agony's unique abilities and psychological depth. While it's subtle, The Last Dance hints at a potential storyline featuring Dylan Brock, Eddie's son in the comics. During an emotional scene in the film, Eddie is seen comforting a young boy, with Venom commenting that Eddie would make a great dad. For fans of the comics, this nod to Dylan Brock is exciting. In Marvel's lore, Dylan has a unique connection to the symbiotes and even briefly becomes a host for Knull. His story adds a new layer to the SSU, potentially introducing a young character who could inherit Venom's mantle and face off against major threats. Dylan's introduction could serve as the passing of the torch to a new generation, allowing Sony to explore the world of symbiotes from a younger perspective and delve deeper into the lore that binds symbiotes and their hosts. A storyline with Dylan Brock would fit perfectly into the teased King in Black invasion storyline, adding new emotional stakes for fans. Although Venom: The Last Dance concludes with Venom's apparent death, it hints that this isn't a permanent goodbye. Before sacrificing himself, Venom says to Eddie that it's just goodbye for now. For comic book fans, this suggests that Venom could make a comeback, especially considering that parts of the Venom symbiote are scattered across the multiverse. With symbiote remnants left in places like the MCU timeline after Spider-Man: No Way Home and a piece found in Mexico during The Last Dance, there's potential for a new Venom host. Whether it's Dylan Brock or a character from the Spider-Man comics, the SSU has plenty of ways to bring Venom back into the story without undoing Eddie's heroic arc. In a scene from Venom: The Last Dance, a high-ranking official named Strickland mentions reconstituting the Six before deploying 6 soldiers to capture Eddie and Venom. This reference feels like more than just a military code. It might be Sony's nod to the long-anticipated Sinister Six project. For years, Sony has hinted at a Sinister Six team-up movie, featuring iconic Spider-Man villains. With standalone films for characters like Morbius, Kraven the Hunter, and Venom, Sony has been gradually building up a roster that could finally come together in a villainous team. A Sinister Six movie would be a powerful way for Sony to rival team-ups like the Avengers or the Suicide Squad, pitting some of Spider-Man's fiercest enemies together against a larger threat. While the team-up hasn't been confirmed, Venom 3 slyly teases its possibility, making the future of the SSU even more intriguing. Even with Eddie's departure, Venom 3 sets up the possibility of someone else taking up the Venom mantle. In the comics after Eddie, others have wielded the Venom symbiote, including characters like Flash Thompson and Matt Gargan. With Venom fragments scattered throughout the multiverse, Sony could explore a fresh take on the Venom symbiote, perhaps with a character from Spider-Man's world who would bring a new dimension to the SSU. This could mean exploring other anti-hero storylines that might connect back to Spider-Man. Venom: The Last Dance hints at the potential for crossovers by leaving traces of the Venom symbiote in multiple universes. After Venom's brief crossover with the MCU and Spider-Man No Way Home, fans have been eager to see more cross-dimensional interactions. As Sony's Spider-Man Universe expands, the idea of more crossovers within the multiverse offers endless possibilities. This could even include the long-awaited Venom vs. Spider-Man face-off that both Tom Hardy and Tom Holland have expressed interest in.
Will not end until we've uncovered the behind his web of lies. I'm Jacob.
The possibility of a Knull invasion casts a huge shadow over the SSU's future. Known as the god of the symbiotes and one of the darkest villains in Marvel's cosmic universe, Knull's arrival would escalate the SSU from street-level conflicts to cosmic battles. The King in Black storyline from the comics portrays Knull as a conqueror with the power to bring entire civilizations to their knees. Sony has a chance to adapt this storyline, which would bring characters from across the SSU together to fend off a devastating force. A Knull invasion would raise the stakes for every character in Sony's universe, forcing anti-heroes, villains, and perhaps even Spider-Man to unite against a shared enemy. This would give Sony's Spider-Man Universe a defining event, setting it apart from other comic book adaptations.
Your world is not so ugly after all. I'm almost sorry to see it end.
So there you have it, everything set up by Venom: The Last Dance that could shape Sony's Spider-Man universe. From a possible Knull invasion to the hint of a Sinister Six and the future of Venom's legacy, the SSU has plenty of directions to explore. If you're excited to see where Sony takes these storylines, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which setup you're most excited about.
I know everything, Eddie.
You do?
Everything about you.
How?
I am inside your head.